Hello everyone, welcome to the Northeast Wrestling Podcast, and today the guest is Victor Von Valtz / Max Mason. Welcome to the show.
Filling in for Bubblegum.
Aye,
Apologies all. Not Bubblegum.
No, I'll have already posted by the time I put this up, but Bubblegum couldn't make the show, so obviously I couldn't do it with Bubblegum today. Like two people dropped out in the show, so
2 people. Who's the other one?
So I spoke to Lon Austin about doing it, and I spoke to Bubblegum about doing it, and they both agreed to do it, and then dropped out the actual show. So
Can't be helped.
No.
Things happen.
You know. So I'll get straight into it. Who would you say has been your biggest influence since you started wrestling?
Since I started wrestling?
Yeah.
Biggest influence just like in general or in like actual people I know?
Like watching.
Watching since like I started. Oh well, been watching since I was like.
No, like I mean like.
Like
someone you've watched
like
and took stuff from.
Probably Rampage Brown.
Rampage Brown.
Yeah, I mean I train with him, and just it's got like a style of wrestling that suits a lot what I would want to do. Like a lot of powerful, aggressive, like just really like, but also like looks. He's obviously technically sound as well. Yeah. But like the aggression and the power that he just like he looks like in the ring. He just has a presence. You know what I mean? Aye. It's just he's probably been the biggest influence. The people that I actually know. Biggest influence out of people I don't know or I've never met is since I started watching wrestling back when I was like 2 years old or something. Probably he's The Undertaker. Aye. Probably been my favourite wrestler since I was like, I don't know, about 5 or something. Aye. Yeah, loved him. He's just a big guy that does, that's just athletic as out and he's just impressive.
Aye. You can definitely see that in the character,
yes.
In the Victor Von Valtz character, for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely heavily borrowed from The Undertaker, like.
Yeah, definitely. All sorts, like just mannerisms and...
Yeah, moves as well.
Like moves, aye.
I've tried doing the old school, the wrench the arm, top rope, walk along the rope and drop the elbow. I've never done it on a show, but I've done it in like training and stuff, and I can pull it off. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't feel good enough to do it on a show yet. No. I think I need to practice it more because I've only ever done it a handful of times. Aye. But yeah, I do the the apron leg drop that he does.
Apron leg drop.
I do that, and I like to do like just leg drops in the ring. Cause he used to do a lot of leg drops.
Definitely, aye. Has wrestling affected any relationships since you started? Like family, friends, girlfriends, work?
Not really with not with work.
No.
Family relationships, like, not really. I don't really have any relationships, to be honest. I'm not really.
Not even mates, family, anything. Like that?
Family a bit because I've had to miss birthdays. Like, because usually I've birthday parties. Like, sometimes they'll have everyone round if it's like a weekend. They'll have everyone round for like a birthday tea and that. But I've had to miss quite a few of them with wrestling weekends and that. And sometimes I get. Bit of backlash off that, but it's nothing. Aye.
That's what most people say. Like,
brush it aside.
Aye. With work, you work through the week, don't you?
Yes.
Have weekends off.
To be honest, it's more like the bookings that get affected due to work.
Aye.
Because like I can't not work because I don't make enough money wrestling to not work.
Aye.
Like if I made enough money wrestling, then fair enough. But with work, I've got to basically do that to pay for everything. Aye. So things like I've done, because what culture they do a lot through the week. Yeah. And I'd like to go and help along with more of them things, but I've done a spot with them before, and with work, because when I finished late, I had to like literally turn up as the doors were opening. I literally had to push past like crowds of people who were waiting outside with his suitcase. There's me turning run through them on the night. Pushing past everyone. I walks up to the security guy in the door. He goes, I'm going to say, I'm at night. I've got doing a spot with J Prime. And he goes, all right, and he gives you, says you've got to go upstairs, get your black wristband so you've got all access to all areas. Went in the room, got me pass and that, and then it was all right. It was just having to push past like 1,000 people. There was about 1,000 odd people on that show that night. It's like they're all waiting, like And now people at the front of the queues, me barging past his suitcase, like, what's he doing? Getting in for free, saying he's just on the show. I probably could have. If I wasn't on the show and I just turned up with my suitcase, I'm on tonight, they probably would have just let us in. So because just got free access.
No, we've seen you later on the show and be like, it's him.
It's him.
Pushed in front of us.
But I did the spot with J Prime on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And just basically like a quick squash thing, make Jay look big and get him over, and then it was just being security the rest of the night, just doing security job, and then obviously the ring and that.
Oh, that was good. That it was recorded at the Refuse to Lose pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was the first pay-per-view they did.
I think it was.
I think they had a lot of problems with that because the stream, the
live
stream stopped working or something.
It did. That was the one. That was like Kurt Angle and Del Rio and
Kurt Angle
Bret Hart
with was it
Joe Henry.
Joe Henry, yeah, and it was Bret Hart was doing like he had to do a promo in the ring, and JR was commentating.
Yeah, JR as well.
Yeah, it was good. There's a lot of like Cody Rhodes is on in that, and there's a lot of like really good guys on, like ex-WWE talent and stuff. So it was good to be around in that environment, you know.
Yeah. How was wrestling different to what you envisioned it to be? Like when you're outside looking in.
Yeah, you think because obviously everyone starts off watching like WWE, don't they? Or something to that effect, like big time. You think the first show you're gonna do is gonna be like thousands of people watching, and you think it's gonna be like the best thing ever. You're gonna reinvent the wheel, and then you go out and it's like 20 people in a sports centre. It's freezing cold, and you're nervous as out, and you forget everything, and it all goes belly up, and you're like, oh man, so much to learn. You think, oh wow, that was not what I thought it was going to be like when you watch it on the telly, and that. That's how you learn, you know.
What's the smallest show you've done that you know of?
Like the smallest crowd.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the smallest draw, the crowd. The smallest one that I saw was when we were at Washington with Rad Pro. Probably. Must have been about 20 people, 15.
Probably. Maybe a Full Tilt one I did. I don't think you were at that one. It was one in Newcastle. It was like a pub just down from the St James's Park.
Oh, right, was it?
And it was horrible to get to. Like you couldn't park anywhere. The only reason I got parked was because I was can't remember. I didn't get parked. I travelled up with someone who had a disabled badge.
Oh, right.
I can't remember who it was, but they parked in like a car park. It was disabled only parking. Mm-hmm. Or obviously, it was pay to park. But it was either pay to park or obviously if you're disabled badge you get free, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's who I was with, but they had to take me up from where the ring was being stored. I was helping the ring. There was like three of us doing the ring.
Aye.
It was upstairs in like a tight corridor, and you carry this big 6-sided, because Full Tilt ring 6-sided.
Aye.
And it was just horrible.
Oh.
It took ages.
It's a long process putting that ring up, like.
It's a heavy ring as well, yeah. When you all the bits and that was horrible. And then the draw was about like 10 people or something maybe.
Aye.
And it was quite good. There was decent people on it. Like Alex Henry was on that night. But yeah, and I had a match with Davenport that night. It went actually alright, but not many people saw it.
No, people saw it.
Even though it was like middle of Newcastle as well, like right next to St James's. I just don't think it was advertised well, maybe, or maybe it's just because the pub was like you couldn't tell where it was. Like when we got there, I was like, "That is sure, is that right?"
Aye, there's a pub in North Shields as well. It's NGW run the charity shows out of.
All right.
It's so hard to find.
Never been to that one.
Like it looks like you're just on a street, like a normal street where there's loads of houses and that. And there's a tiny little back alley, and that's where it is. So you wouldn't know where it is if it wasn't advertised. You know what I mean?
If it wasn't advertised.
What's been your biggest struggle, would you say, since starting?
Probably like biggest struggle in wrestling. Probably like finding character development, like because I do like multiple gimmicks. Because I do the Victor Von Valtz one, which is like the one with the puppet and the face paint and stuff, which is. It's good. I enjoy that gimmick. It's fun to play, but I don't think it would translate well to like bigger shows and things like that, like more, because there's some people that are more, some shows like they enjoy the gimmicks and stuff, but I think some people like they like prefer like more relatable wrestlers, like real wrestlers kind of thing. You know how like WWE these days, there's a lot less gimmicks around, isn't there? Like it's more like
definitely
legitimate like fighters, and like they want more real style. And I don't think that's why I'm trying to work more than one gimmick to like just more like a. But it's hard to like find like a character, like who you are in that. Like I think that's the hardest part, really, finding yourself, developing it.
God, if you look at WWE, like the only person they've signed who's got a proper like gimmick like that is like Finn Balor.
Yeah,
Prince
but
Devitt.
Then again, the thing is, like, he doesn't really wrestle with it all the time, does he? Like
No.
He doesn't really wear the paint all the time.
Just special events, and
it's just like the big matches. He'll do the big entrance with the big like paint on and body paint and like.
Aye.
And I think it's right though, because like if you did it all the time, you would just get bored of it. But like when he does it that one time for that big paper, you're like, oh wow, he's got the paint on, he looks awesome. Yeah, and he's really good as well. And he got injured again recently, didn't he?
Aye.
Jinder Mahal gave him a big elbow.
Oh, aye.
Nearly knocked his head off.
Was it an elbow? I thought it was a knee.
It was an elbow. It was
like
he came off the ropes and took an elbow.
Oh,
but he like I've seen the video. He literally thwacks him. And his head just like a boxer. Like, you know, boxing when you watch the punch connect and his head just goes poof.
Aye.
And his face like all the trouble.
Where did the original idea come about for the Victor Von Valtz character?
I got given it, Riz.
Did you?
It was a Rad Pro.
Mm-hmm.
The original bloke that ran it, Georgie, when he ran it, he had an idea for, because he's terrified of puppets, and he saw like a film where it was like about ventriloquist puppets.
Aye.
And that's where he got an idea for like a ventriloquist gimmick. But like I got that idea, and I bought all the stuff, and I had the idea to paint the face. Started off painting the face, and then that just kind of stuck around, and then just like the whole rest of the stuff that came about with this is mainly like taken off like the Undertaker, really.
Yeah, like
I'd say like the way he acts, the way like he walks around, the way he presents himself in the ring.
Aye.
A lot of it's borrowed heavily from like the Undertaker, with him being like one of my favourite wrestlers. So
aye.
Yeah. That's what that came about.
Aye.
And I've just kind of been there ever since. People like made these like shows around the northeast, like they seem to be booting it every now and then. So
aye. So it's been about like Rad Pro, Shield, FTW, MPW. So
I've done it on W3L.
Oh yeah, aye.
Scottish promotion.
Aye, W3L.
Sure, I've done a few other places.
Aye. So, is there a moment that like, you've had in wrestling, a match, experience that you've had where you thought was just like, wow, that was amazing, like that was cool?
I think probably the biggest one. What Culture was a good one. That was good because I think it's probably the biggest crowd I've ever like walked out in front of. Like actually being on the show. I mean, I've seen bigger crowds when watching shows, but I've never been like in front of a crowd as big as that. So, like, because we were literally like one of the first out. You step out and then there's like over 1,000 people shouting at you, calling you a jobber, and you're like, wow, this is like, well, that's mental. There's like thousands of people just standing, staring at you and shouting at you.
Aye.
Yeah, this is crazy. Also like being able to like wrestle some like guys on NGW, doing like NGW Proving Ground shows and stuff, like TF Graves and Kaz Crash and that, and that's always a good experience when you get out in like one of those bigger name shows and you're like, wow.
Aye. Just working with bigger names must be like good, like obviously you worked with H.C. Drake.
Howard's like,
twice.
That's he's good him,
No, it's good. It seemed good to work with.
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of it, wrestling?
Not as much now. I don't know why. I used to watch it loads when I was younger. But I don't know, it's maybe with work and wrestling throughout the week, training and that, and doing shows on the weekend. It's hard to find the time to watch it, and then also like you know, when you're doing like your wrestling at the weekends and you're training through the week, you get your daily dose of wrestling quite a lot.
Aye.
You know, oh, gotta watch it now.
Aye.
Especially because everyone watches like WWE, that's the main one, isn't it? And like the amount of programming they put out, it's like, I feel like if I've got to watch it, I'm never going to get caught up, because like, how many hours of Raw, how many hours of SmackDown?
It's 5 hours in 2 days. Right, so it's got like
Raw and going for 7 hours, and you're like, I can't watch all that.
WrestleMania was about
I watched that
6.5, 7 hours.
I watched that. I like watch that and the Rumble every now and then. I like to keep up with that.
I like them.
But then you only want to watch like every year, and there's like so many different faces in it. Like, I don't know who you are, what's going on. I was like, oh, that guy's in. I've seen him somewhere. I've seen him on shows on here. I've seen him in the WWE. Like, wow.
That's.
This guy's out there I was absolutely did a training seminar with Wolfgang.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, he was on WWE. You're like, I know him.
Right.
Met him.
I've done the exact same thing.
Like, wow.
I've done the same thing with Saxon Huxley.
Yeah.
I've
trained with him at NGW and that.
I trained with him. I didn't really know who he was or anything. I know he had been on Rise, but I didn't actually know it at the time. He was telling us he had trained with like Lance Storm and the Brian Kendrick and that. And then I was just watching the tournament and he just showed up. I didn't even know that. I didn't look at the list.
Well, I
and
saw
anything.
the announcements first. Now I was like, oh, I know him. Then I was like, then Saxon. I was like, oh, I've trained him.
Aye.
You know, I trained him at NGW. And he used to come to the old school in Berkeley, and he's come into the new one a few times.
Aye.
And I was like, I've trained him, and he's on WWE.
That's mental. I saw a lot of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate at like watching What Culture a lot.
Yeah.
And now they're like they've been signed for the WWE's UK thing. They've just wrestled Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks like a few days ago. Just in it was just like not a smaller promotion, but not like a small. It was just an indie. I think it might have been OTT.
Yeah.
Or something, but it's insane. Like seeing people from over here like wrestling. Guys like that from like New Japan and stuff like that.
Because when you get into it, you start to know people who are like, and you know them.
Yeah.
And
I've met both of them. I've met Bate and Trent Seven. Like, it's crazy.
When you know them, and then all of a sudden they're on like major television, like what?
I don't know. And when Tyler Bate won, when he won the tournament, I couldn't believe it. It's class. Pete Dunne as well.
Yeah.
That was the other one in that match. Pete Dunne. Forgot about. Don't know how I forgot about that, but it's class Pete Dunne as well.
He is.
The first What Culture match I ever saw was Pete Dunne versus Martin Kirby. Absolutely brilliant. Would you say there's an age that you want to be retired by?
Age I want to be retired by?
I know, that's a long way off.
Hopefully. I'm 21 now. I've been since I was 18, 3 years now. I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon.
Nah.
Pick up a few like injuries. I mean, the worst one I've done was broken ankle. I was training like a seminar with Johnny Storm. It was like obviously he's quite a flippy guy, isn't he? Does a lot of high flying stuff. So we're practicing like it was like taking a backdrop but landing to your feet.
Yeah.
But it was like doing it onto a crash mat, so it was like an uneven surface kind of thing. And the way I landed, I just kind of landed foot to one side. Ankle, I heard a crack. It cracked under us, and I just couldn't walk on it. I was done. I went to A&E, and it was like, it's broken. I was like, man, it's in a cast for like 2 months. Horrible. But retired by. I mean, I pick up my hand's a bit injured at the minute, but it's not too bad.
Nah.
I'll probably say, unless something really bad happened, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
Nah, like.
It's not really an age I can put on.
Nah, there's not really an age you can put on with, really.
No, just whenever
it's whenever
it's the time, or if I pick up like a serious injury.
Bad injury, Nah, fair enough. Like, I don't expect a lot of people to be thinking about that at such a young age.
Well, are you thinking about it at any time, or?
I don't know. It just depends what happens in the career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I would probably say 40, but 40. It means like it depends if you've done. Depends if you've done everything you want to.
So you say that do. 40, but then like Johnny Kidd was going to these like
60.
Is he how old is he now?
I don't know, late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, and he's
been wrestling 40 years or something.
He's still in good nick as well.
I know.
Trained with him a few times and met him. He's been on shows and seen him on shows and that. He's a top player as well.
Oh, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He's training. He's doing a seminar at Shield.
Yeah, he is.
Soon, I can't wait for that.
Nice. He's looking out.
He's refereeing a match, isn't he?
He's refereeing. He's refereeing the full show.
Is it the full show?
He's refereeing the full show.
Oh, right.
It's like the final, like the event of the final, but he's refereeing the full show.
Oh, he's refereeing one of my matches then.
Aye.
Well, that's going to be nerve-wracking. I'll put a hold on it. Is this okay, John? Is this alright?
Oh, I need to do that,
good?
son.
Got any suggestions? What do I do now?
Don't lose that, son. You said Rampage. Would you say Rampage is probably the person you've learnt most from?
Definitely.
Cause
him and AJ as well, Jamie.
Aye.
Jamie Ahmed, AJ
Screwface. Aye.
Yeah, Screwface.
Aye.
Yeah, them two. When I started training, because I was training Rad Pro originally for like about a year, and I mean I think I picked up the basics and stuff. Probably not very polished. What that was. I dropped a nail or something. Spitting out nails. Wasn't very polished.
Aye.
Basics, but like the fundamentals, I think, like bumping and rolling and taking a few holds, doing a few moves were there. But then you go to somewhere like, you know, the NGW North East School with Rampage Brown and AJ Anderson that are training, and there's guys like J Prime, Howard, who were also there.
Yeah.
They're not trainers, but you can learn from them.
Oh, definitely.
Learning
loads from Prime.
Oh, aye. And then so then just like you go there. I've been going there for about 2 years now. I've been wrestling about 3 years. And I've started going there after my first year, and just the amount of things I think I've learned from them in the last 2 years is just mental. Like just even like the basics, like just adding these little bits on that they make you think. You're just like, wow. Even if I just do this thing like a little bit differently, the amount of like how good it looks compared to how when you like say like the simplest things like a lock up.
Yeah.
Like you can lock up just like normal, like just shoot in, and then like it doesn't really look anything like great. But when like all he tells you to like, you know, put some aggression in, really snap that on, and then just like when you watch someone do it like without any effort, and then you watch someone do it with some like real aggression. Aye. It's just like even a lock up looks like you go, ooh. It takes you back and you go, wow, that looks something great. No, they did was lock up.
Aye.
But it's like it makes you think like they make you think like things like that, even little simple things.
Aye, and that's one of the things that I learned from Prime actually. Yeah. And it's weird, like Rampage Brown and Jason Prime you wouldn't think of them being technical guys, but they can definitely work tech like.
Things, aye. Yeah, I mean obviously the way they look, you know, the looks and the way they build themselves and the way they present themselves in the ring, they look like guys who can chuck people around, you know, the big guys, strong guys that can chuck people around, that can batter people. But then obviously I seen, what was it, I think it was, I went up to Scotland with Ollie and that, and I think you were in the car as well, weren't you? We went up to Reckless Intent, and it was Michael Chase and Rampage Brown, and they did they didn't plan anything for their spot because it was meant to be like literally 5 minutes, and then it was like a run in to cut them off at the end. So they just did some technical wrestling, and it was just really good.
It was awesome.
It was awesome, and it's like, I mean, guys like that just, you know, he's been in the WWE, he's done all sorts. He's what can you say? That's already been said.
Are you big on music?
I like all sorts of music. Yeah, I like music. Yeah, just like I'm not really in a specific genre. I like anything that's good. I like it.
Aye.
If you look at my playlist on Spotify, it's just a mismatch of just everything.
Aye.
It ranges from like Pantera and like Slayer and that to like Nicki Minaj or something like that. Anything that's like just catches us, I like it. I don't have any like specific styles.
So you not got like a favourite artist or band?
When I was younger, I think one of my favourite bands were probably like Iron Maiden or something like that. Yeah, I like old school heavy metal. Like Iron Maiden, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. I like a bit Pantera as well. They're not really old school.
Nah. So. Could you name a moment? It's just going to be hard to think of on the spot, like, but there might be one that sticks in your head. A moment that you've been watching wrestling and you've just thought, this is why I love it. That's why I love watching it. That's why I want to do it, etc. You know what I mean?
Moments like that.
Aye.
Ooh. Like just watching wrestling in general, like is something that's really stood out. Is like, wow, that's.
Yeah, like.
I do wrestling.
Aye. Well. There might not
probably, yeah, probably like WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan when he won the main belt, and just he's got everyone doing the whole yes thing, and you're like, and I remember I was watching that live with a few mates, and that was like about, I think I don't wrestling like it was a year or something less than that, but watching that and watching like someone like him like just like get the crowd like everyone in that whole stadium's doing the whole yes thing, they're all behind you, think, wow, that's like where I want to be, you know. I want to have everyone behind us, and it's just like, you know, things like that when you just like, when someone's got the crowd just like that, it's just, that's what you want, isn't it? You want everyone behind you. It's nothing worse than watching a wrestling match when people are like, they're really doing, they're trying the hardest, but the crowd just aren't into it at all, and they're just not making any noise. You're like, it's nothing worse when the crowd's dying on you.
That was great to see, like Daniel Bryan, because that was like, wasn't just somebody like getting the crowd behind them though, but it was like someone from the indies who had started like at the very bottom, and he'd been 12 years wrestling or something at the time, and it was an amazing moment. Like, yeah,
it's unfortunate you had to pack in so early as well.
I remember I had like a few people on my friends list on Facebook who were like posting like about when they wrestled them and that, and I didn't even know that I'd wrestled them, so it was good.
Like who?
I can't even think, and the only person I can think of at the moment was Sean Only.
Oh yeah.
He posted it, but I can't remember who else. But that just, it was like eye opening, like so many people, and he says in his book that like one of his favourite times in wrestling was wrestling for Brian Dixon when he was wrestling.
Oh, right.
And he says that he like wrestled loads of different people around here. I remember when we were in the car with Rampage Brown, he said that he like met him and he saw him on these shows and that like years ago. Just crazy. Do you look at wrestling as a sport or not?
Bit of both, I would say. It's not a sport in like the traditional sense of it's a competition. You know, you're not trying to. I suppose it is a competition.
I would say that it's a competition, but not in the same way.
It's not like the competition isn't in the ring, sort of to speak. It's like you're not trying to beat the other person. It's more like.
It's like it's a competition, I would say, like, but it's like between like, say like each match. If you know what I mean, in a sense, like
you want to have
the best match. Everyone wants to have the best match.
Yeah, and that's where you're trying to compete.
And you're not actually trying to beat no one, like
you don't want to win
person against you.
I'm not trying to win the matches. I want to have the best.
Yeah,
match. I want to have a good match.
That's what I heard Dean Malenko say one time. He says,
I think it
doesn't matter who wins because you both win if you have like a good match.
That's the whole thing though. I mean, like, I think if everyone was trying to have the best match, then you know it's going to just produce really good content, isn't it? Exactly. The matches are going to be good if everyone's trying the hardest to have the best match. Then it's going to be good. I don't think everyone agrees in that sense. Some people don't try to have the best match. Sometimes, but that's how it should be. You know, some people you should just try to have the best match possible. Then.
Well, sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's not your night. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair.
If they say like, you've got also like if the booker says like, look, you've got 5 minutes. You can't have match of the night in 5 minutes, really.
I reckon you could.
Way.
You could give it a good.
It depends. It depends who's on, what they've got, you know, what they've got to work with.
Cracking short matches and that. You know, it's just you just gotta you've got to tell your story.
That's true.
I think that's the best. That's the best time. It's where it's like it's an art form and the sport. It's like when you're telling a story.
It's definitely an art form. Yeah. Like loads of people won't say there's that, like who aren't in it, but it definitely is an art form because.
You've got to get in. You've got to get in there, and like, it's kind of like a movie. You know, like if people have a good movie is where you actually believe what's going on the screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you believe what's happening in that movie is is real, then you're gonna really enjoy the film, aren't you?
Aye.
Whereas if you watch a wrestling match and you believe everything that's happening, and they build a story around it, what's happening in the ring, and you start really rooting for the good guy and really hating the bad guy, and then good guy overcomes the bad guy, or the bad guy gets a cheap win, then you'll really when you hear the reaction, that's when you know people have bought it.
Aye.
When the pop for the good guy at the end is amazing, or if the boos for the bad guy at the end are really really loud.
Aye.
They've bought it then.
Aye.
And that's where the art form part comes into it. It's about telling the story.
Aye, definitely. I remember Mikey Whiplash said when we done the seminar with him a few months ago, he said it's like art, because it's like this with art you've got all these different colours, and with wrestling you've got all these different things you can put into a match, and he said, and you don't have to use every single thing for each match. You just pick what you want, and it's different every time.
It is. You can wrestle the same person 10 nights in a row.
Aye.
Do something different every time.
Definitely, aye. I think
not every time it goes well, but
no, yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people, wrestling the same person every night, but having this different outcome with the same opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. So that was the last question I had. So I hope you enjoyed being on.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope I found a good replacement for Bubblegum.
Not quite as big of a name, but
an upcoming star. One of the best in the Northeast.
Really?
I would say so. Aye. Feels weird talking to you like this when you're one of your best mates. It felt weird with Joe Biggs as well. It was just weird. Can't explain.
We'll be doing the whole thing with Shield as well in a couple of weeks as well.
Aye. Don't know who you're wrestling yet.
I don't know yet myself. No.
No, I'm not sure, but Shield.
I'm not doing anything tonight. I'm just here to help out.
Have you got any shows that you want to plug? Anything like
that? I'm not doing anything tonight. At Absolute, but I've got UCW next Friday, which is the 21st? Next Friday?
Yes.
That's a good date, yeah. 21st next Friday at The Point in Sunderland. I've got that one. I've got the 12-man tag. It's Team England versus Team Scotland.
Oh yeah.
In my team there's myself, there's HT Drake, Nikki Starr, Angel, and the other guys, Ryan Roode and Bruce Licious.
Oh yeah.
What we call their name now, is it?
Yeah. It's
what we call Pure Filth.
Pure Filth,
yeah. Aye. And it's against Team Scotland. I'm not really sure who is in that.
I looked at that. I can't remember who was in it.
Because they've had a few people. Because it wasn't 12 man originally. They've added a few people in, so I'll have to have another look. But
right.
That's what I'm doing, and there's quite a few of the matches on I've heard.
Aye.
Happening.
Do you have any gimmick pages or like that?
I've got a Facebook page for Victor Von Valtz. Yeah.
Yep.
You could just find that on Victor Von Valtz on Facebook.
Just on Facebook, yeah.
Don't think there's many people with that name, so I think I'm sure come up pretty much straight away.
Nah, it'll probably be alright then.
It's the Man with the Doll. Look for that one.
Aye.
That's my only gimmick page. I've got my own personal Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. Post a few wrestling things on there every now and then.
Aye.
Mainly stay to Facebook, but post a few things on Instagram.
Aye.
Twitter I don't really use too much, but
aye.
If you can find us on there, I'm on there.
Aye. How can people book you?
Facebook's mainly the best way. If you add us on Facebook and just send us a message.
Alright.
On personal Facebook, Conor Renshaw. Got wrestling pictures on our profile, so it's pretty easy to find. That's usually the best way to get to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually where most people do it. I think these days, just Facebook Messenger.
Just Facebook. Everyone has an email set up.
I've got an email address, yeah.
Not as many people use it.
Yeah, it's vvvbookings@gmail.com.
Aye.
Don't think I've taken any bookings through there though.
No.
It's just literally all Facebook Messenger.
Aye.
That's where people do it.
Fair enough. Oh. Fair enough.
Hey, it's Howard.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Hi, Howard.
Hello. Are you talking?
Yeah, we're talking just about.
because I'm not like that.
Oh well.
Do you resume talking?
Right, no problem. HT Drake there.
Special guest appearance.
Special guest appearance. He's got to come on now. He's got to come on the podcast now because he's interrupted.
Is that next? Oh, he's doing a run. He's doing a run for the podcast.
No, so he's doing a run for the podcast, so he's going to have to come on now. I feel like that's going to have to be like a thing. Mr. Society interviewed in the Nicky Star one, and I got him on next time I seen him.
There you go. I think that's who needs to be next then.
HT Drake.
It's sorted.
Wait. So that's it. Anything you want to leave them with, or we'll go?
Just thank you for taking the time to listen to us. If you've stayed this long.
You've stayed this long into it.
How long are we on now?
35 minutes at the
35
moment.
minutes? Well, if you've lasted this long, you've done well.
Oh, wait.
So get yourselves along to...
and that's what I was getting to. Shield Pro Wrestling on the 29th.
29th? Saturday.
The Saturday of...
It's not this Saturday coming, it's Saturday after.
Yep.
The time we're recording, which is the 6th Easter Sunday today.
Yep.
We're doing Absolute today.
I've got Johnny Kidd as a special guest referee, and the
final for the Shield
determining the first ever champion, which is Fracture the
Clown Joseph Biggs.
Yep, in the straight 1-on-1. So, and then obviously there'll be loads more announced, but we'll.
And there's also UCW on the Friday the 21st.
21st,
which is in the Point in Sunderland.
Yep.
So.
Is that all?
That's all I've got for the rest of this month.
Aye. Alright, sweet. Well, like I say, Shield Pro Wrestling's on the 29th. I hope you come along with it. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you all later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Right, guys, thank you for listening to the podcast today with Victor Von Valtz / Max Mason. I'd just like to apologise to everyone who was looking forward to the Bubblegum podcast, but it was just circumstances. I couldn't be helped. Couldn't make the show, so obviously I couldn't do the podcast with him. But I feel like we got a good replacement. It was a last minute replacement. It was at Absolute Wrestling. Big thank you to them, and Drew Shardlow of Absolute Wrestling who allowed me to come, and he said I could record with anybody on your show, which meant a lot. So so I had originally, as I said earlier in the interview, I had Bubblegum and Lana Austin planned, but both of them unfortunately couldn't make the show. Just unfortunate, but I think we got a good interview out of Victor Von Valtz, who is usually a man of very few words, I should say. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, big thank you to Absolute. They were awesome, like with me, just let me come in, do my thing. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the podcast, and just make sure to stay tuned for more, because there'll be more episodes coming up in the next 2 weeks. So make sure to stay tuned to all the pages, and as I say, make sure to follow Victor Von Valtz and his pages, and make sure I go to the Shield Pro Wrestling show at the end of the month, as I say, and just like to say a big thank you to Victor Von Valtz for coming on the show, and big thank you to everyone who's listening, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.